I don't think you can see my hair really, and it's very subtle. Um, Not really what I was expecting. And Jen said to me afterwards that it will look. I'll see more of it once the toner washes out. But when I got there, she was showing me the board with all the samples on it, and she said, you said warmer, and I thought this in my mind. This is what I thought, and I went, okay. In my mind, this is what I thought, and I went a lot darker and was looking for some sort of um, dark auburney colour. Well, I think I what's happened is the highlights, because I said I don't need loads. The highlights have blended out any tiny bits of grey that I had, and any of the bits that had bleached up in the sun. So it's just actually blended out the different colours in my hair, and I've just got all one colour now. But it's fine. I needed it. I needed to have it cut because it was getting untidy, and my hair grows quickly. And if I don't keep it under control, it's already 8 or 9 weeks since I had it cut, and my hair grows quite quickly. So I've got one more appointment before we go away, just to keep it. That being towards the end of April, so 10 weeks. So not too bad. Really windy outside. It's going to be windier overnight and rain overnight. We travelled back in quite horrible weather. It wasn't really heavy rain, but there was a lot of it. So it wasn't really a nice journey back. We have to where we go through Saint Benoit de Soult, and you'll have seen some years back, 18 months back, you'll have seen Selma there, and more recently you'll have seen I do this every time. I remember Anna's name, but not his name. But from It's a Wonderful Life, you'll have seen them there a couple of times at Saint Benoit de Soult. It's a really beautiful town, very, very old, but you can't go across the bridge at the moment. So the route is barred, and we have to go up on a diversion. And we followed the diversion again today, knowing that we were going to have to do that. And when we did it the first time, last time, I'm using my phone, and for a while I've got no signal, so I can't get Google Maps, and that's like frustrating because you're going along and you don't know where you're going. But eventually I'm using Google, which Mark hates because she doesn't pronounce the French names properly, so it's quite funny. And she's much more talkative than our sat nav, and more grating. So we're going along on the diversion, and eventually she turns us off left and then immediately right, and we're on a track. And when we knew this was coming this time, because last time we did it, Mark was going, no, you can't be. This can't be right. This can't be right. Surely not. So he was quite tentative going along it last time, and it is a bit potholed. It's it's like not quite a farm track, but it feels like it is, and you feel like any minute somebody's going to come out and say, "What are you doing?" And I'd be going, Google. So anyway, we went along there with a bit more confidence this time, and got to Jen's. But coming back, I wanted to go in and buy cauliflower in the supermarket, and we could have gone back out of there the way we would normally have done, and I thought we were, and I sent us the wrong way. I'm not very good at navigating. I'm not very good, I say left when it's right, and very confidently. Are you sure you meant? Yes, I mean left and it's right. I really sound confident, and I think Mark gets quite exasperated. So anyway, we got lost, plugged it back in Google Maps, and end up going up through the oldest part of Saint Benoit de Soult. Absolutely incredible, but really, really narrow, steep, almost as steep as Clovelly. Maybe as steep as Clovelly. I don't know how anybody would be able to move house. The streets are so narrow, and it's on the diversion route at the moment, so they must be really, really pissed off with cars. Only room for going one way. So if you meet anything, you're going to have to maneuver around each other. And many of the houses, their steps come out into the road, and I couldn't really vlog it because I was looking at Google Maps and too busy holding on, thinking, oh fuck, oh fuck. You know, as you get up to a really sharp corner and you don't know who's coming around the other way, and really, really narrow. But anyway, we found our way and that was fine. But it was fascinating. Yeah, it's so ancient. I don't know how old it is, but that department and is one of the oldest parts. I mean, all of France is old, obviously, but it's central France, and it's you know it's got a lot of old history. Um, so yeah, we did that. Came back, and Mark's lit the fire, even though outside is mild because it's damp. It felt we knew that it would feel cool in here, and we didn't have a fire yesterday, so we're having a one-off fire. So he lit the fire, and it'll burn, and then it'll go out, and it's just enough to take the edge off the heat. I was really, I mean, I've shared a photo. I'm really, 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 I'm angry that someone would share a photo like that and let people lead people to believe that it's Annalise's car. It's quite obviously not her car. It's quite obviously a photo. It's a stock photo. You know, you can see that all of those wrappers, it's all, you know, it looks like it's all been placed there deliberately to create a story. And I just feel so angry that not only does somebody post that, and then people start to get arsy about Annalise, who, for fuck's sake, you know, she is normally the one that people protect and are nice about and whatever, but really mean to put a photo on like that. And so many people jumping overboard and going, oh my God, you know, how could she do that? And how dare she? And isn't this awful? People just aren't brought up correctly, as Madam No gets on her high horse. And I just think nobody bothered to look. Nobody really looked. Nobody looked at the badge on the steering wheel and could see it wasn't a Nissan Micra badge. Nobody did a Google search to see actually this is a stock photo that has come from various places. Nobody did that. And these are the same people that will believe what the newspapers tell them about Meghan and Harry. You know, I just believe what I'm told. I just believe what I see and not actually have a bit of a dig around and check. So I just feel really pissed off with them for doing that. It's really, really unfair. And yes, the back of the car with the boys in, when we saw that, it's a mess. But so it doesn't really matter that much. It does. You know, the boys are happy. They look quite happy. They looked really happy to be with their dad. I think it's very sad that they're not with him. But that's the way, isn't it? That's the way nowadays. Is kids come from homes that have split up, and that's what's important, is relationships, not the shit on the floor, not the mess. It's relationships and communicating and being with people and all of that, not the superficial stuff. So yeah. So I outed it on my vlog because I just thought how mean it was. And I don't know whether Toronto TWGWM is male or female, but she often pulls people up for mess, pulls Mrs. Rosary up for mess, the Rosier Chateau Rosier, because they did their Christmas vlogs and some of the rooms were a mess. But their Christmas vlogs were lovely. Their Advent vlogs were really lovely. Hearing the history of the rooms, hearing about what they were doing, hearing about their plans, hearing what they had done. You know, they've got thousands of rooms. You know, nobody's going to make them all perfect, and doesn't matter. So anyway, well, we're back on that again, aren't we? Anyway, I'm going back to carry on reading Spare. I've reached the point where Harry and Meghan are about to find themselves exposed to the press and the world. They've managed to keep it secret up until now, and it's about to their cover's just been blown. So I've got to that bit in the book, and my Kindle's running out of power, so I've had to go and plug it in and charge it. So I go back to that, and I go read that in bed later. And don't know when you'll get this. Be a bit of a shock if you get it tonight, won't it? But you might do. Who knows? Bye.